guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika. Welcome to GLOBO magazine page channel where we make content for artists and creative entrepreneur. In today's video guys, I'm really excited to tell you guys that my podcast, that's the ARTE magazine podcast, reached to 1,000 plus downloads. And I'm really excited to talk about it, how long it took me to reach it, how many episodes were there, and various things regarding the story behind starting with the podcast, how long it took me, what was the frequency of me uploading it, and how you can also reach your podcast downloads to 1,000 and even more. So I'm going to share all those things in this video. So this video will going to be a jump packed with a lot of valuable information. So grab a coffee, grab a coffee or have your popcorn and let's get started with that. And before going into the good part, consider clicking on the like button, guys. That would really give me a big boost of energy, I guess. Yes. Okay guys, so let's get straight into the video. The first thing though, I started with my own podcast back in September of 2019. Yes, I started back in September of 2019, but as you guys very well know, at that time I was in the college, I was doing my studies and I was so busy with my college and all that. I started in the September of 2019, but I wasn't able to be consistent with my podcast. Like I just uploaded a single episode on the, I guess in the 4th September of 2019. And after that, I left my podcast for almost a year like that only without even uploading any single episode on it. Because I wasn't really getting any time in the 2019 to focus on my online projects, to focus on my business and various things. Because I was so much busy with my college work, with my college routine and all that. So when the 2019 then ended up and then 2020 hit and then there was a COVID and the complete lockdown and we are at home. So I started then, I re-uploaded, I reinvented my podcast back in May of 2020. So you can see I uploaded the first episode on the 4th of September 2019, sorry guys. And then I uploaded the second episode back in May of 2020. So there was a big gap between the first and the second episode, which really dictates that I wasn't really at all consistent with. But then after the May of 2020, I was consistent with uploading the episodes. Like I uploaded, I guess 2 episodes in the May. Then in the June, I uploaded 2. In July, I guess I uploaded 1. Like, so my frequency, I guess till November or December was like 3 to 4 episodes a month. That was my frequency. But in the January and February of 2021, I buckled down, I doubled down and I started uploading more episodes for my podcast. I try to upload like once in every 2 days or maybe each and every day. I started uploading more and more podcast episodes from the January and February of 2021. And today I hit my first 1,000 downloads on the podcast episode. So it took me really a long time, but I would say guys, in the beginning I was not that at all consistent. Like I really took almost like 8 months to get started with my second episode, to upload my second episode after just uploading the first episode. So I was not at all consistent. And even after that, like in the May, June, July, August, September, I was uploading like 3 to 4 episodes or maybe 1 episode a month. I was consistent, but the frequency was just like 3 to 4 episodes a month. That's all. From the January, I really took it seriously, and then I later on uploaded so many episodes. Like at times I was uploading daily episodes onto the podcast. So today of like the March of 30th March, I hit my first 1,000 downloads on the podcast episodes. Now I've already made a video talking about how to get started with the podcast and how you can use an anchor and various things regarding it. So if you want to check that video out, you can check in the card section above guys, because in that video I talk about a lot of things in the very much detail about getting started with that, what are the tools you need and how to make money by the podcast, how you can monetize it, how you can promote it and get more listeners for your podcast and everything. So that was my story, talking me about how long it took me, what was my frequency of uploading it and things. Now I'm going to talk about some things that are really going to help you a lot. Now, if you're starting with a podcast and you're thinking what would be the content of your podcast, I'm going to tell you my podcast is more about the solo episodes. I haven't bought any person or interviewing on my podcast. It was all the complete solo shows, and I talk about a lot about the art business, getting started with the art, and various things related to the art and creative industry. So my podcast is solo episodes. Now, each and every episode depends, like somewhere minutes episode, somewhere I uploaded like 20 minutes, so it just varies depending on the type of the topic that I'm picking for that particular episode. But it's really fortunate, guys, because I was thought that like I need to build different things together, because if you are building your own brand from the scratch, I would really tell you to pick up at least 3 to 4 platforms. Like you can pick up a podcast, the YouTube, or the blog, or even this any one of the social media like the Instagram or Facebook, using the Facebook groups or the TikTok, whatever suits to you. Pick up 3 to 4 and try to invest your time and be consistent with that. Of course, it's gonna take time. Nothing happened overnight. For growing podcasts, it's not that, because when the podcast was new to the online space, there wasn't that competition at that time. But today, there is a competition. Like so many people are introducing or starting with their own podcast. So the competition is growing. So how you can get the more downloads? Like the few things that I did that helped me to get more downloads. One was sharing, like social sharing. You can share your podcast onto the Instagram, different Facebook groups that is related to your niche or industry. In the beginning, when I was getting started with that, I also have my own Facebook group. That's a GLOBO ARTE Facebook group. That is the group for everyone who is in the art industry can join it. So if you want to join it, I think there's a link in the description box below. You can join it. So I shared in the Facebook groups, I shared in the social media, like onto the Instagram, on my GLOBO ARTE magazine page channel, and also on the YouTube, via some YouTube. And one of the important thing that I did was also sharing it onto the Pinterest. Pinterest is a #1 game changer, guys. If you want to drive more traffic to your blog, if you want to drive more traffic to whatever paid product you have, even for your Redbubble shop, the Pinterest is #1 asset, guys, because growing the social media platform, like growing an Instagram page, will actually really going to take you a time, because the Instagram algorithm is changing each and every month. I can say, like, it's so frequent to change their algorithm, and they are adding new things to the thing. So I would say going with the Pinterest is the best. And of course, the social media platform, the pins that you are uploading or that you are pinning in the board right now would be there, like would be searchable in the search engine of the Pinterest, I guess, for as long as the Pinterest is there. So it's a great opportunity. Also, you can share your podcast onto the blog, because if many people are coming on your blog, you can direct those people to your podcast episode also and get them more listeners for your podcast. So this is the story, guys. Now my target is to reach to next 10,000 downloads in the future upcoming months. So I'm really excited, because I've been waiting for a very long time to actually hit the 1,000 downloads of my podcast. And of course, I know that it doesn't happen overnight. And I'm not interviewing any other people out there. It's just a solo show, me talking about the different things related to the art, sharing my knowledge, sharing what I have learned so far, and also learning from. Now guys, I'm going to share a few tips if you're starting with your own podcast and thinking how to get the downloads or how to reach the 1,000 downloads. The first thing is picking up a niche and sticking to it. For me, it was like an art business or related to the art and creative industry. Pick up a niche, whichever is best of your interest, I would say, because if you are not interested in that, if you are not interested in that particular topic, then I want to tell you, you will be giving up after making 3 or 4 or maybe 10 episodes, because you are not really interested in that particular topic. It's not in your interest. You're just doing for the sake of doing it. So pick up any niche or any topic that is utmost interestable to you, or that is your hobby, or that you love doing it, that you will love talking about. So that is the one most foremost thing before actually starting with anything. The second thing I'm going to tell you guys, promote it wherever as much as you can. Promote in your social media, share with your friends, your family members, share in the Facebook groups, on the Pinterest. If you have a YouTube channel, talk about the YouTube channel as well, the LinkedIn, the TikTok, the Behance, like whatever platform you are using, share your podcast as much as you can. That is the second thing. The third thing, guys, have patience. The real shit takes time. So have patience. It will going to take some time to actually grow it, actually get the results you want. Fourth tip that I have for you is be consistent. The moment I was getting consistent with my episodes, like I was almost uploading once in every 2 to 3 days, and maybe at times the daily, I'm getting more listeners, more people listening to my podcast, and thereby growing the downloads. Beat the consistency. Nothing can beat it, guys. There is no sneaky tactic. There is no sneaky strategy or secret tips that I'm gonna give you and you're gonna reach to 1,000 downloads within a 1 day or something like that. No, nothing is like that. You need to be. Another tip that I have for you is have a catchy caption, or use different hashtags or different things related to your episode in the description. Of course, you don't need to use a clickbaity one, because if actually people are going to click on that and they're going to listen to it, and your episode is not at all related to that clickbaity topic, then obviously they're just gonna come out of the episodes and you might see a big drop in the listeners. So I would say try to use the caption that is catchy, that's actually people looking for, actually people searching for. Go for the Google Trends, look for the trending topics related to your niche, or go actually to the Google and look at the search engine, what people are finding for that particular niches. Write all the topic ideas. You can very well take the help of the YouTube as well, because people actually go to the YouTube and search for the topic. So look for what's popular in your thing and then start making episodes related to it. Another tip I have for you, if you don't like the solo shows, I love making the solo shows. If you don't like it, then try to interview people in your same niche or industry, which I think I'm gonna start in the future upcoming months. I'm gonna interview some people in my episodes. So you can also episode the different people in your niche industry and can share the and can do the guest podcasting. Like if the other person is also having one social media or a YouTube channel or a different podcast, you can go on their podcast and they interview you in that platform, and then they come on your episode and you can interview them. So it's kind of like exchanging the platform and sharing it, so that you will be getting more people who are listening to your podcast or listening or watching your YouTube on their platform. So you will be getting more views from that and thereby growing it. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this. And thank you so much for tuning in today's video, guys. See you for the next time. Take care.